Boos. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boos. Hello. I've still got the sound on the thing. Huh? Is it? Wait. Yeah. 'Tis confusion. Alright. Cool. I got Oreo. Oreo moment. I got strawberry flavoured water. Strawberry moment. Not seen the Japan race for a while, you know. Where Japan been at? Hopefully all the audio levels and stuff are fine. Meow. Fucking meow. It's 1:30 hour. Orlando. The 127.5 in the Red Bull. Is the strat still to stay to the right hand side? I couldn't imagine completing a lap and qualifying in China and not in Japan, sorry, and not staying tight to the right hand side out of that final right hander. I wouldn't be surprised if that gave some feedback through the mic actually, because it's really loud. Oh well. Costellanger sleigh rise up to P3. What's DC Manaman doing? He driving. Goodness me. I had a sleep before the broadcast this time. Hopefully that means that I can avoid having a sleep during the broadcast. Zvitek has retired from the session. You guys remember when Max Verstappen hit Kimi Räikkönen in that corner? I do. Well, Sharia stayed to my inside, so I feel justified. That's not the word I'm looking for. PL, I don't fucking know. The Eltonian goes P7, which means he's the slowest driver to have set a time so far. DC Manman to P2 in 128.3, good from him. That's not the track aid Eltonian. Oh, Formation Lap is back, by the way. There's a fun fact for you all. Not sure how fun it is, but it's certainly a fact. Let's hope it doesn't glitch the entire lobby out. Also a wet race as well, I believe. It's Purple Sector 1 from A-Dub. Might even be a bit of a slipstream here for A-Dub, you know. I believe that's Cynical in the Alfa Romeo ahead. Stays well out of the way into the chicane. And A-Dub stays to the right, so yeah, I mean, imagine not staying to the right. How do you not know that? Come on. Come on, bro. I don't even drive. I don't know what I'm doing. Talking about people who don't know what we're doing. Knuckles is on an arcade. No, that's mean. Good job no one watches these streams, right? There was the Dr. Hibbert from The Simpsons laugh there. Hmm. Wow! Hey, still didn't invalidate. And Lanzi with a purple sector 1, 0.6 seconds up on his time, nearly off into the wall. Not sure that has stayed. I mean, it did stay out of the way, but it's still a bit of a distraction in that part of the track, especially. We will see just how much time Lanzi's lost with that tank slapper that he had coming out of the second Degner. That's the one. Almost said Lesmo then, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. Yeah, Lanzi's abandoned that one. Just trying to think of a way to say abandoned without saying the F word, and I got there eventually. Knuckles improves, goes P6. What can Slayer Eyes do? Imagine having DRS through 130R, that'd be sick. Does improve by 8/100ths per second, but not enough to move him away from P8. Amazing thing that I can do now. 1 second. So, if anybody tuned in for last week's broadcast, I believe it was very, very hot. I was bloody boiling. I think it was last week's. I'm 90% sure it was last week's. I mean, it happens on quite a few weeks, to be fair. Now I got my duvet on. Hell yeah, the big quilt off the bed. Hell yeah. Wow, Cynical, second up. He's still going to need to find time in the third sector though, if he wants to beat Lanzi. DRS open across the line, P3. Okay, okay. Who let this man cook? Who let this man cook? Your predictions. If I hit the button that I'm supposed to hit to get the emotes to come up, and the sounds to come up, will they actually come up? The answer is no. Actually, that's my fault that the answer is no. I accept full responsibility. I forego. That should fix it when they decide to load. Ooh. Okay, okay, that was loud. I'd be amazed if you don't. If that doesn't just like fucking come off. For God's sake. Well, try not to swear didn't work. If that didn't come through the headset, because like this thing is held together, is literally held together with sellotape. So. Into the pits goes Adaltonian. Cynical, not on a hot lap, of course. And he is Orlando. Four tenths of a second up. Can he record an insurmountable time? Staying tight to the right hand side does improve. A 1:27.2. Hightower crosses the line as well. Still in P11. I'm sure. I think he's going to actually start his push lap now. So A-Dub will be the next driver to begin a flying lap. I'm not sure what Skyrim quest to do after this race, if I'm awake. This is a fun experiment here, because I don't know which way this is going to go. I might be absolutely deceased. I mean, like, I'm tired now. What I think is going to happen is by the time this race is over, I'm probably going to be wired. And so we will see as A-Dub begins his lap. On the only part of the track that doesn't have a yellow flag on it there, for at least momentarily. Here comes to the timing line. Oh, sorry, A-Dub, it wasn't your time that I found boring there. It was rather tight. But he was up just over 1/10 of a second in the first sector. And Lanzi retires. He can put his feet up. He thinks that it's Jova. He thinks it's Shadover. We will have to wait and see. Can A-Dub pull out a huge time? He'll have to improve by around 0.5 of a second. That's half a second he needs. And he's only 1/10 of a second up now. Lanzi's gone early with his lap time, though he risks there being a little bit of a track evolution between him setting his time and the final drivers setting their times. A-Dub improves to a 1:27.6, but not enough to claim pole position. T. Mackenzie in the Ferrari. He's going to approach the sector 1 timing line now. And he is just under 0.2 of a second up as he begins sector 2. Coleslaw now on a lap also. Should have remembered to get a Red Bull or something. Oh well, you live and you learn. Through the final few corners goes the Ferrari man across the line. Can't improve his position, and that will be the last of qualifying for that particular driver. Adeltonian is about to cross the line as well, and he will conclude his qualifying with P9. So Ferrari are all out for P4 and P9 at the most. What can Coleslaw do? Can he threaten the top of the timing sheets? Across the line. Can't improve from P5. Here comes Cynical. He's a 1/10 of a second up as well, but that's not going to be enough as he crosses the line. Stays P3. DMC Manaman 15 is half a second up. That will gain him some positions if he can convert. He may even be able to steal P3. Crosses the line and is just short. But P4 is a very solid result, and that is the end of qualifying. Qualifying has come to its conclusion. Lanzi in P1 and A-Dub in P2, Cynical P3, DC Manaman in P4. Then we've got Team Mackenzie, who insider information suggests that he's indeed driving with a wet setup. Coleslaw, P6, P7 is Slayrized, P8 is Knuckles, P9 is Adeltonian, Relobo is in P10, P11 is Hightower, and VTech is in P12. Let's grab the racing director. Not the racing director, the race director. Nothing interesting really happened, I don't think. Apart from Ray Lobo committing a jihad into a barrier. That's about it. Okay. I'll tell you what. It's kind of like this here because I woke up. We've got formation up here, so I can tell the story. Is it still raining right now, or has it calmed down? Okay, it's calmed down here. It was raining rather heavily. I woke up around 2 o'clock. No, it was about, I think it was about 10 to 2 this morning. So, approximately an hour ago. And I'd turned my computer off before I'd gone to bed. And I thought, I can hear the fans on my computer going like, what the hell? Someone turned it on. No, it was the rain outside was like mimicking it. They sounded the same, but I was like, wait a minute. It's outside. And there you go. That concludes the story. Yeah. It's a fun story. Anybody got any stories? This fellow on the right hand side here in the high vis, he's got his 20 brothers next to him. who all look very Japanese. Obviously, I mean, you can look like anything and be Japanese. And let's stop going down this road before we even turn onto it. Look at them moving it, bruh. What the hell? Imagine them all doing like chubby check of the twist. Let's twist again. Blah 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 blah. Oh look, yo, it's cars. Formation lap. Get that UI out of my face. So look what tyres people are on. They look like intermediates. Everybody's on intermediates. Alright. There does look to be quite a lot of water there, but I'm not sure if it's really standing water as such. So inters may well be the right call, especially if it's going to if the rain is going to lighten up. Then you want to be the inters because the conditions are coming towards you. Though I don't think that's the case. What on earth is going on up there between Lanzi and A-Dub? They having fun. They do a little bit of trolling. How many safety cars are we gonna have, guys? Hightower and VTEC couldn't get out of the start-finish straight without hitting each other on a formation lap. So, I mean, that just inspires absolute total confidence from me. Pretty sure this is where Sainz, I think it was Sainz, had the crash. That was quite a scary start to that race because it was like these conditions, but probably even worse. I mean, it was full wet conditions. The thing is, in F1 these days, I mean, if you get, you don't get to use the wet tires. They may as well not exist. Because if it's ever wet enough for the wet tires, then they just don't even bother having the race. They just say, stop, it's raining. What is this, IndyCar? Come on, behave. Anyway, the drivers are pulling up into their grid spots. Lanzi parking and pushing his luck, but getting away with it. This is going to be a very fun start because, of course, really difficult conditions to get a good launch. Difficult conditions to park in as far as Mackenzie and Slayer Eyes are concerned, and Ray Lobo, who's, found himself disqualified. 4 and 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Lanzi gets off well with the car, squirming around a little bit, and he has Cynical right behind him as well. He's already got the jump on A-Dub, and to the inside goes Mackenzie. Where is A-Dub? Where is A-Dub? He's still alive. Most important thing. Everybody seems to have gotten away fairly cleanly. By fairly cleanly, I mean nobody has died. Which is about as good as you can hope for. Lanzi leads the way from Cynical, Mackenzie behind them, and then Sharia Coleslaw behind in P4. Then we've got DC Man in the Williams. Just behind him is Slayerized, who may look to even challenge into this next corner. Thinks about it, but then thinks better of it in A-Dub. Right behind, fall from grace for A-Dub, starting P2, now P7. He will want to pick up the scraps, pick up the pieces, and make his way further forward. Back up to the sharp end of the field. And Lanzi drifting all over the place. Deja vu, I've just been in this place before. Cynical might want to try and make an overtake here. Obviously can't take 130R anywhere near flat anymore. But in these conditions, and Cynical dealt very well there with what seemed to be a push in the back from Mackenzie, not intentional of course. but it can be very difficult to try and keep yourself stable. And Cynical is going to have the slipstream. He's gaining and gaining and gaining on Lanzi, but not gaining enough. And Mackenzie watches on from just behind them. A-Dub and Slayerized, that's a fight as well. Now A-Dub wants to get his way past Slayerized, but has failed to do so thus far. He's going to start with a wider line through Dunlop to try and maximise his exit here. Uses a little bit of curbing as well, which can unsettle the car, but he's dealt with it. But not quite close enough there to make the move. What's the audio level like, guys? Is my voice okay? It's probably quite quiet, but I don't think there's really much I can do about it at this point. I think this is just what it's like at this time of the night. I think Cynical may have a slightly lower downforce setup going on than Lanzi, to be honest. Lanzi doesn't like that traction zone. It's twice now. The back end has been fighting him, and yeah, look at Cynical gaining. I mean, of course he has the slipstream, which does help to an extent, but it doesn't help that much. Even if it is quite powerful in this game. Cynical is absolutely flying in a straight line. And Mackenzie goes a little bit deep there. He's going to lose his opportunity to try and have a run on anyone. Lanzi sets the fastest lap of the race, but will that keep him safe from Cynical, who looks to make the move around the outside? Lanzi can defend that one pretty easily, though. Cynical is going to duck back underneath, actually. Word of a lie. He could get Lanzi here. Lanzi on the inside, Cynical on the outside, which turns to the inside for the next corner, and he does take the lead. Cynical takes P1 in the Alfa Romeo. Coleslaw now not far behind Mackenzie either, and Mackenzie does seem to be struggling a little bit with keeping the car fully within the confines of the track. And A-Dub could finally try and get his way past Slayerized soon as well. Going to be a high priority mission there for A-Dub, and this is possibly the chance, because Slayerized ran wide on the entry. A-Dub much tighter to the inside. So whether or not he can gain enough though on the run up to the chicane, it doesn't look like it. Let's go back to Lanzi and Cynical, as they are pretty close together as we go through the chicane. Lanzi struggling to get the traction down, but does manage to do it, and he has the ERS fully deploying. Cynical gets the fastest lap of the race so far. To the inside goes Lanzi. It can be dangerous though on the inside, but his pressure has forced Cynical to run wide. Cynical made a mistake, but it looks like Cynical will just survive there, because he has the track position as we get into the tighter, twistier section of Sector 1. Mackenzie only able to watch on from afar. He's not as far away as A-Dub is, who is still struggling to make a move on Slayerized. We've got yellow flags. That is for Slayerized. So A-Dub did finally get past Slayerized. Not wrong. He got past Slayerized in the end. But so did Knuckles, and Ray Lobo, Adeltonian and VTech. Haas, Ferrari and Alpha Tauri all running with 2 drivers in the top 10 currently. Good constructors points. A-Dub looked to the inside on DC Manaman there as well, and had to duck out from it last minute. But look at that, Lanzi and Cynical now a second ahead of Orlando. Knuckles was so close behind Relay Bar, I believe, but seems to have fallen by the wayside here. I'm not entirely sure what has been occurring there. Could A-Dub make a move into one of the Degners? That would be rather spicy indeed. DMC Manaman just doesn't look too sure of himself as well. He's not too sure on his line on how quite to take the corner, and that's paying dividends to A-Dub. Coleslaw keeping the pressure on Mackenzie though, and this could be his opportunity to make the move. He's going to deploy the ERS, but so is Mackenzie, who has the lower drag. Oh, it's most certainly Coleslaw. Goodness gracious me! It's an intercontinental hasistic missile. Woo! Perfect play on words. Lanzi now is all over Cynical. How has this happened? Lanzi's remembered how to drive fast all of a sudden, and now he's all over Cynical. Sharia and Cynical and Cynical picks up 3 seconds of time penalties. That could be huge by the time we get to the end of this race. Sharia also did get past Mackenzie there as well. Everything started popping off all over the place. Wow. Mackenzie seems to be really struggling there as well. A-Dub all over the back of DMC Manaman as well, but still not quite able to make his way past. Or can he? Ah, come on, you gotta send it to the Degness for the funny. Oh well. Oh, Mackenzie really struggling here. He's going to be under pressure from DMC Manaman here. He is not quite able to make the move just yet. And Mackenzie manages to scurry away a little bit there as well. But DMC Manaman is a lot quicker in a straight line, and these guys... What are you doing, guys? So it's pretty clear where the track is. It's the big tarmac thing on the floor. I'm forever scarred by the bump. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're a bozo. Hey, bars. To the inside goes DMC Manaman. See you later. But look at the switchback. Oh my goodness gracious me. Cynical is now 0.3 of a second behind. These guys are yo-yoing around like a yo-yo, I suppose. And then Cynical makes another mistake there. He's going to lose ground. Want to hear something new? No? You want to hear the same? Okay. It's A-Dub and he's stuck behind DMC Manaman as we get through the Degners. I'm just watching this on repeat. Goodness me. I might need to tuck my arms underneath my quilt, you know. It's getting cold. We've got yellow flags. That's Hightower. Weather is so interesting, isn't it? only 7 days ago I was boiling, sweltering, and now it feels like it's Christmas. Got the quilt on. It's great. I'm not ready for winter, but I'm ready for it to be all Christmassy. December is great. I was thinking this the other day, if you were to do like a tier list of months, as far as the winter months go, for me, and for anybody who is not cringe, winter months in general seem to trend pretty low on the ranking, right? They're pretty much the worst you get. And then you've got autumn, and then spring, and then summer. But autumn can be interchangeable with summer, with spring. Spring has the promise of the summer to come, yet autumn is kind of cool. So, either way. So, December is a part of a group of months that trend below average. However, I would say that December is a very solid, like, B, maybe. December is a solid month. Whereas January and February especially, are the worst. But like December, you've got like Christmas and New Year. It's great. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, cynical. He's coming into the pits. Is he going for the full wet tyre? Oh, it's gonna get a little bit spicy, baby. It's definitely raining a lot heavier while I was talking about the months. The Burr months are the best. September is usually good because it's usually quite warm. It's usually warmer than for here. It's usually warmer than August for some fucking reason. At least it feels like it. I don't know about November, November's dragging it down for me, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, October's cool because it's spooky season, right? Like, who doesn't like that? DMC Manaman doesn't like that, apparently. He's been spooked. Yeah. November lets it down. I mean, I'm trying to think what... You've got, like... Okay, you've got, like, Guy Fawkes Day, where you set off a load of fireworks. November is an L. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. It's an L. It's like winter light. It's cold and dark, but it's not December yet. I mean, it's better than like January and February. But then I also hate like March. And maybe to an extent April as well. I feel like there's too many months in there. Like, you get out of... Whoa, ow, whoa. Yeah, everyone's really struggling. It's time for the wets. Look at this, cynical cutting through everybody like a knife through butter. And I think Lanzi, though, is still going on... if I can... Yeah, on the inters. Oh, cynical could be quids in here. If he hadn't been a bozo and got himself a 3-second time penalty as well. There's too many months in there, isn't there? Because you think February's over and then you think, okay, it should be nice now, but then it isn't. Because March is cold, then April's cold, then May is cold. Ooh. Ooh, this is bullshit. Hightower has ruined this race. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's completely taken the sting out of the strategy battle. That's pissed me the fuck off. Anyway. Yeah. Well, what's the best month? It's because it just isn't December, even though December's cool. Though I don't know, because Christmas is awesome. But no, it's not December. Maybe something like July, August. So it's not August because August is too close to the summer being over and then it's depressing. Probably July. Because that's like early enough in summer where you're like, whoa, it's summer, it's nice. Without it being like, it's summer, it's hot as fuck. I haven't slept in 3 days. Yeah, so I'm gonna go July. But feel free to give your views on this. And we'll have a discussion. Cynical is up to P2, but unfortunately he's not up to P1. That would have been so interesting. And we've been robbed of it. Unbelievable, Jeff. Now that is a sound I need on my soundboard. A bit of unbelievable, Jeff. Can I get a bit of unbelievable, Jeff? It's not like there's anything to actually watch, is it? Unbelievable, Jeff.
There's a penalty! Dean Court! Goodness gracious, what drama! Bournemouth, top of the table, and we thought they were going to stay top of the table.
Where's unbelievable, Jeff?
Penalties is Sheffield Wednesday! Of the playoffs.
No, that's Jeff saying that something's unbelievable. Where's unbelievable, Jeff? Oh well, try. I think October. October is solid, but no, I don't think so. I mean, I absolutely love the whole spooky thing. Hallows Eve, where the veil between the living and the dead is its thinnest. Woo! Definitely need to get out and do some ghost hunting, but I mean, I don't know if that argument wins it, because I don't know. You can say that Halloween is cooler than maybe it's cooler, but it's not. Halloween isn't better than Christmas, even though it's pretty dope. Do you want to know what an L of a holiday is? Easter. Easter is such an L. I'm sorry. What are you doing, Easter? Your mascot is a bloody rabbit. What? Who pitched that one? No. We should be able to trade in Easter and get some other kick-ass holiday. I don't want this one. Who kept the receipt? Who kept the receipt? I want to take Easter back. Get something else. I suppose, I don't know, I wouldn't know about that. Anyway, yeah, Easter's mid. Easter, I want to just keep hating on Easter. What are the worst months? Obviously, I'd say February's probably the worst. Me personally, January isn't so bad because my birthday's there, but from an objective standpoint, January. I feel like February's worse than January because I think it's usually colder. But I mean, they're all despair-ridden. March is pretty bad. It's that time of the year. That's like the gauntlet of death. The gauntlet of depression is that time of the year. From like New Year's Day to like when the weather gets warm again in like 5 months' time. That is just like, that is the worst. It's so depressing, it's unreal. Anyway, we're about to restart this race. Lanzi leads us away with Cynical just behind him. And then we have A-Dub. DC Manaman's in P10. Random shout out to DC Manaman in P10. I don't know, I felt like it. So I did. Tell you what, I haven't watched Sherlock in a while. Coleslaw finds himself behind Mackenzie. Oh no, no, no. Off goes VTech. DMC Manaman's now in P8. Made 2 places up. What's going on? He's up into P7. This man isn't stopping. Unfathomable quality behind the wheel. Oh, this could be an overtaken opportunity for Shreya Coleslaw, but Mackenzie with a great attraction manages to keep himself ahead. The full Ferrari staying ahead of the baby Ferrari in white. I suppose that doesn't work so much anymore. Remember when that was a thing though? That was very nice. You know, I didn't think this through because I brought these Oreos up and then I sat down at my desk and I was like, well, I'm going to have my headset on, so I can't just go crunch, crunch, crunch. My whole like reason for being here is that I'm talking, so I can't just crunch. It's a shame. My little brother is just an absolute Oreo monster. He's an absolute Oreo fiend. Take a pack of these up and they'll never see the light of day again. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it as well. Yeah, goodness me. A-Dub is in P3. Don't know how that happened, but it did. There you go. Simple as. That was a fun conversation about months, though. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Oh, you know what? It's so cold. It's kind of ace. It's going to be ace for like a week. Edeltonian slipping down the order as well there in the background. And DMC Manaman's had a bit of an issue. Oh, it's calamitous. It's an absolute disgrace. I'm going to hope that that's not going to change what the tab is on the broadcast. But we'll soon see. Quite like to be able to use the numbers on the keyboard to switch between the cars. Looks like it's working for now. Cynical's lost a lot of ground there. He's going to be finding himself under pressure from A-Dub. It's going to be a drag race up to the next corner. A-Dub tucks back into the slipstream. Cynical, as I mentioned earlier on in this battle with Lanzi, just seems to have really low downforce. It's caused him to be more inconsistent in the corners. However, he's an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. They're quite high speed sensitive track though. I don't know, you do definitely need your downforce here, but it's more the run out of Spoon Curve up through, you know, from Spoon Curve all the way to the chicane in normal conditions is flat out. And then you run from here, this hairpin, all the way to the beginning of Spoon Curve. It's flat as well. Of course, you've got the start finish straight as well. So there's quite a lot of places on this track where you do need to be flat out. DMC Manaman picks up a 3-second time penalty to make his day worse. So not only is he last, but he's last plus 3 seconds. Goodness me, it's Jova. Is DMC Manaman's career over? Find out next time. A-Dub anyway gets a second opportunity to try and get past Cynical. And he's going to go to the inside here. Cynical on the outside. They leave each other racing room, at least for the time being. And A-Dub is still there. Around the outside of Cynical, he has the inside, and that's going to turn to the outside. A-Dub and Cynical, this is a great little bit of battling, and Mackenzie's getting himself involved as well. The Ferrari man wants to make his way past Cynical, and he does, and A-Dub's up into P2. Mackenzie's up to P3. Cynical's down to P4. Goodness me, what a disaster. Wow, Cynical. Struggling, man, he's really struggling. Do I have any more jokes? Oh my god, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Shit far. Oh the no. Cynical, the absolute little. Will we see people coming in for the intermediates because the rain is supposed to lighten up? It would be a big risk though. Whoa! Sneaky from Lanzi. Do you see how late he left that? He was like, I'm not gonna pit. Then he pitted. Goodness gracious me! What the boost? Yeah, Cynical's given up. He takes in. Oh, this is rather interesting. The DMC Manaman is in as well. So A-Dub's now in P1. Still absolutely wet tyre conditions, extreme wet conditions. But for how much longer? Well, I mean, Knuckles has been on Inters for 6 laps apparently. Okay, buddy. Sure. Maybe went one safety car too early on that one, but I mean, it's gotten himself to the front of the queue, so perhaps not. Fair play. These guys do have a vested interest in the safety car staying out longer, so I wonder if they will. Man, they're too close to the safety car actually to make any real difference. Though VTEC is quite far back, but again, I mean, we would be doing another lap regardless. So I think by the time that lap is concluded, yeah, he would have caught up anyway. There's only so much you can take the mick, I feel like, and VTEC should be caught up by the end of the following lap. Let's follow off board. And in goes Mackenzie and Ray Lobo. They're going to find themselves relegated to the back of the pack. Not sure if that is a smart move, but we'll see. I mean, the track can change a lot in the course of 9 laps. DMC Manaman's back in the pits because for whatever reason he decided to pit for wets and not for intermediates. There's always one bloody straggler, isn't there? DMC Manaman. P9. You're gonna give me a bloody aneurysm. DMC Manaman, I'm watching the Delta. Why are you losing time to the safety car, you absolute buffoon? It is still very wet, to be fair, but still. I mean, still. It's a bloody Aston Martin. Come on. I feel like it should have come in there. Naturally, when the restart is occurring, it slows down. And why? I don't know where Adelstein's in. The track does seem to look maybe slightly drier, maybe. I mean, there's still loads of puddles of standing water, so it's obviously we're not quite to intermediate conditions yet. But that's not stopping everybody from going on them because they've realised, I think, that it is going to reach intermediate conditions before the end of this race. So they may as well take the free pit stop under the safety car. With the exception of A-Dub and Slayer Eyes, who are P1 and P2 respectively. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be Inters, I feel like, before the end, but we'll see. I mean, it's still raining quite heavily out there. Okay, we will be restarting this lap. As you see there, the left of your picture, that was Adaltonian catching up to the back of the pack. The Adaltonianator. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it's still wet tyre, extreme wet conditions. Safety car in this lap. And we'll see if A-Dub and Slayer Eyes can pull away before the track comes back towards the intermediate runners. Yeah, and look at all the standing water. I believe that's usually the main measure of whether the track is ready for intermediates or if it's not ready for intermediates, and that standing water should be gone if we're going for intermediates, though A-Dub and Slayerized already want to cool their tyres down, it would seem. They move off the racing line and onto the wetter parts of the track. Knuckles, can he stay with Slayerized? Can A-Dub stay on the track as well? That's one thing to consider. It's one thing for the intermediate guys to catch up to the wet runners, but they've also got to get past, just as VTech and Lanzi get past Knuckles, and Knuckles may find himself losing out again. Yeah, he does. Cynical's left the session. He's had enough of watching, and the weather guy's already a second ahead up at the front. Actually, no, A-Dub is a second ahead, sorry, at the front. Slaywise is just vibing. Ooh, frosty. VTech given no choice but to relinquish that position there. Forced off the track by Mackenzie. Can Lanzi force his way through and past Slayerized? He still wants to win this race, does Lanzi, and A-Dub would quite like to win it too, I'd imagine. Slayerized is defending this one. He wants this podium, and this is great for A-Dub. A-Dub needs this. Needs to use this opportunity to pull away, but Slayerized finally is dispatched. And around the outside of him goes McKenny, and around the outside of him goes Slayerized also, I think. No, perhaps not. Wait, no, VTech, sorry, I was talking about Slayerized. What am I talking about? Goodness gracious me, everybody's fuming, there's cans of beer flying everywhere. Will out, hashtag will out. Get him gone, I don't wanna hear his voice ever again on a Coleslaw Cup broadcast. Get him out. And now A-Dub is hemorrhaging time to Orlando. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Knuckles decided he wants to have a bit of fun. Knuckles just wants to have fun. Just wanna have fun. Knuckles. Boom, boom. Just wanna have. I hope YouTube don't automatically flag that as copyright infringement, because I can see how they could mistake it for the real song. Lanzi all over the back of A-Dub. It may be Jova. I'm not sure the wet tyre strategy has worked out, though. Look how much it's still raining. You'd think perhaps the Inters aren't the best tyre right now, but it quite clearly seems that they are. And A-Dub is clinging on for dear life here, but Lanzi just has so much more grip, it would seem like. But that being said, A-Dub's still in the lead for the time being. But I mean, yeah, no, it's not going to last. I mean, just look at that. That's absolutely ludicrous. A-Dub covers the inside, but Lanzi decides he wants to sweep all the way around the outside. There's nothing A-Dub can do about it, unfortunately for him. Now he has to turn his sights to Mackenzie behind and trying to defend for P2. What's going down in Ray Lobo Town? Still behind Slayerized. Here's me thinking I'm going to do some epic PC gaming after this race. Hell no, I'm not. I'm getting straight into bed. Mackenzie almost forced off onto the grass there. There's all sorts of madness occurring. It's like the 90s with the amount of madness that's going on. I believe Madness were a band. 90s? Or I don't know when they were around actually. Probably still around now. Those sort of bands don't stop, do they? They just do what they want until they die. That's pretty much it. Shout out Rod Stewart. What's Rod Stewart doing these days? If you were to believe the leaderboard, you'd see Cynical losing positions, despite not even racing. Show up. Lead the race. Take out the namesake of the league. Refuse to elaborate. Leave. You'll lead the race. Take out the namesake. That's a 4-step plan. Okay, let's do it. 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 Nothing's going on anyway. It's a 4-step plan actually. Done. Bang. Oh, no, I want to move this one. It's probably going to be way too large on the screen, but... Oh, we've got a safety car. Piss, shit and cum. VTEC. What are you doing, buddy? I look away, VTEC. I look away. Don't be doing cringe things like that. That's so cringe. That is so cringe, dude. I look away. For 20 seconds, VTEC. 20 seconds. God freaking damn it, my guy. What are you doing? Eltonian gets a 3-second time penalty for being cringe. That's exactly what it says in the race director's notes. No need to look at that any further. How clear is Cynical's 4-step plan on the broadcast, by the way? Does white work? We almost got through the whole race without having text on the screen. Almost. Oh yeah, actually looks really good. Okay, awesome. And now we wait. And we wait. And you guessed it. We also then wait. Talking about waiting, we're waiting for Knuckles to catch up to the back of the pack as well. He should be going flat out now. He's even using some ERS to try and aid in catching up. Fair play to him. Safety car will do another lap, I believe, anyway, regardless. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. Okay. Oh, that was interesting. It'll get fast, slow-rised somehow. So when the safety car comes in, we will have 2 laps. We'll have lap 26 and then we will have lap 27, and it will then all be Jover. Boost. Boost. The safety car's in this lap. Can it go please more fast? Yeah, what are raccoons doing? They got like little hand feet things. They're pretty cool. Shout out all the raccoons out there in the world today. You the real ones. And he needs to hold his horses a little bit here, but now he finally goes. We've got DC Manaman just behind him looking to put the pressure on, and no one else decided to go with him. And DC Manaman thinks about it, but then thinks better of it. A-Dub gets past Roy Lobo, and oh my goodness gracious me. Oh no. Mackenzie decides that instead of using his left foot, he can just use Ray Lobo as a brake instead. Honestly, I understand the logic. Can't fault him. Better luck next time. Unlucky. I got Friday off this week. That's going to be epic. The MC Manaman putting Lanzi under all sorts of pressure, but he's got a 3-second time penalty anyway, so what difference does it even make? Exactly. Here is the fight for P1 on the track, and A-Dub is absolutely in the fight for the win here because he does not have a penalty. And around the outside goes A-Dub on DMC Manaman. He needs to send it. He's got to send it. He does send it. That's going to be side by side here, and Lanzi's not too far ahead of them either. Slightly wider line from A-Dub. He's got the slipstream and moves to the inside. Lanzi swerving all over the place to break the toe as well. It's all kicking off. A-Dub can't get past into turn 1, or can he? Because DMC Manaman's forgotten where the track is. He thought he was at Monza. Oh no. That could give the opportunity now to A-Dub. With DMC Manaman out of the picture, out of the way. Not fully out of the picture, he is just right behind, but he's got the opportunity to keep him behind. So, hang my shirt up, otherwise it's going to crease. Anyway, my shirt is going to crease, and I wish I was going to Greece. Bada bing, bada boom. Lanzi's leading the way still, but A-Dub is only just behind them. This is the battle for the win here. It's going to come down to the last lap. Look at A-Dub, he's at the overspeed. Kill him. Kill him now. Lanzi though, he's going to carry a lot more speed through these two corners, spoon curve. I suppose you could argue that it's one corner. I'm not entirely sure what it's classed as, to be perfectly honest. Both drivers using their heck out of their ERS. It's got to be a send from A-Dub. It's got to be a send from A-Dub into the chicane. Will he do it? Oh, and Lanzi slides. Lanzi slides. He struggles for traction. It's going to be a drag race to the line. A-Dub on the inside and Lanzi on the outside. Lanzi squeezes into the inside and Lanzi might win this. But A-Dub might win this. Lanzi wins this. Wow. That was bloody good, mate. Holy macaroni. That was wild. That finish was fucking crazy, mate. I didn't see that coming. A fucking mile off. Bada bing, bada boom. That seemed more scripted than a fucking cartoon. Yeah, I mean, I thought Ada may have had it there, but you just got caught on that curbing on the inside, forced a little bit too far to the right. I thought when Lanzi was sliding that maybe he'd bottled it, but no. There is your final results for today's race. Let's go and have a look at the race director as well. Some people made quite a few pit stops, some interesting strategy there. We were talking about December. There's your Christmas decorations. Now let's go finally through the order once more. Lanzi takes the win and the fastest lap with a 139.8. A-Dub P2 and Slayrise rounds off at the podium. We've then got Knuckles and DC Manaman to round off the top 5 with the Mackenzie, Adeltonia, Maylobo, VTech and Cynical making up the top 10. Shrey Coleslaw P11, he's DNF'd, as has VTech and Cynical actually, as well as Hightower who rounds off our race today in P12. Oh, wow. Well guys, thank you all for watching. I need to try and get a 2-hour power nap in before every race because this was a lot better. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.